Alrighty, it's time for our Jophiel Collective Reading. I will be also posting these three publicly this week, attached with the Archangel Ascension and Viking Divination, for the same exact reason. For people to even further see that they are called not only to the energy forecast readings when it comes to the Viking Divination, masculine energy, and the Archangel Ascension, feminine energy, but the specific angel collectives. The angel collective readings, it's not necessarily like an energy forecast. It's more along the lines of like what you see me do on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, etc. It's an energy update, is more like what I like to call it, energy update readings. So, Jophiel's message. Wisdom is stored in my cells and bones. I am conscious of my intelligence. I tap into ancestral knowledge. Meditation comes naturally. I go within for guidance every day. I integrate and process all that I perceive with ease. Jophiel's message is about self-care. That's what this is. Jophiel's collective is always about self-care, but he more helps guides and has a monotone energy to him. It's there, it's present, it's aware, but it's not overwhelming. We have other angels like Raphael and etc. who fiery. They're fiery. But Jophiel very much more wants you to be a fly on the wall type of energy. When he comes to face, he's telling you about what you've absorbed and transmuted from. He'll help you understand, is there certain things I have been neglecting within my own physical body? He is much more about this earthly world than spiritual. What self-care is Archangel Jophiel stating right now he wants you to be more aware of? Okay, there's definitely 4 things. Okay. Let's see. It is regarding love, but it's not... It's regarding love, but it's not falling into a love reading. There is a connection that you have become restless about. Many different types of connections. But something you've realized is you have been pouring so much energy into being what others... Making time for others is the best way to put it. Like, you fit yourself around everybody else's schedules. Or even this could be more confirmation of that's what you were doing, but you've seen that error in your ways, that when you're always available to somebody, it can backfire. Go with me here. I am not saying to run away from people. I am not saying to ignore people. But if you genuinely, let's say like you have something planned that day that's really fucking important. Like you were like, okay, I'm busy all week. And this Sunday, I have so much things I need to catch up on at home before the rest of the work week starts and etc. I actually have the energy today. I've planned it. I'm going to do the stuff that I've been needing to get to because it's for me. And I have the energy. And then somebody calls you who you've been wanting to see for a while and, states, hey, I got some free time. Let's hang out. You, because how bad you've missed this person or want to see them, you may put off and spend that day actually with them, not thinking about how in the big scheme of things, it's going to end up hindering you. That sense of it's now or never, like I have to see this person. If I say no, then they're not going to want to be around me. They're going to think I don't want to be with them or friends with them. Like, I'm going to put I'm going to respect their time more than my own. And when you're constantly doing that for a person, without even realizing it, they can become used to having your energy when they want it and throwing it away when they don't. Every situation is different, There may be an individual who you state to them, let's just use the same example. There'll be 2 types of individuals. There'll be somebody that goes, oh, come on, I'm never free, and I'm finally free. I just got this free day. You can fold your laundry, you can clean your house another day. not caring at all about putting themselves in your shoes. Then there's some friends, some people, some lovers who will be like, oh, wow, why don't I come over and help you? If that's okay. I don't want you to, this is the plans you've had all week and you got the whole another week you don't want to have to deal with. Like, don't stop your whole life just to hang out with me. I'll migrate with you. I care about you. I'll compromise. We both want to see each other? Absolutely. Is it possible to see each other and also maybe give you a hand? Absolutely. That's somebody that shows they really care. You have gone ahead and unplugged, and it felt very uneasy to do that from people who you saw constantly were only going to be present with you if it fit for their schedule. Another thing Spirit is stating within this, either you've been trying to get your sleep in order, or you're refusing to allow yourself to have as much sleep. You remember, like, sleep is so important. And we have been taught that working overtime and etc. is more important than rest and sleep. And something Spirit wants me to highlight for you. Sleep recharges your body. And of course, it recharges your mind, but it's different than the way relaxing or resting does. If you're working very long hours and you're just being like a machine, you wake up, you go to work, then you go to bed, and you wake up, your mind, you may see that everything's shutting off and you're resting, but your mind, your sentientness only fills the sleep. And then it has to get right back up and do everything again. It's not actually like you gave yourself time to restore and have fun. Let all of your worries get out of your head. Because if you just go to bed without rest and relaxation, falling asleep does not become a place of peace. You can get nightmares. You can get night terrors. You can have a whole messed up sleeping schedule. Some people will toss and turn in bed. Whatever your form of relaxation could look like, if that's watching a documentary, if that's playing video games, if that's knitting, crocheting, if that's reading a book, whatever that activity is that's simply nothing but for your entertainment and relaxation, that's just as important with balance as going to work, as feeding yourself, as taking care of your responsibilities. Your soul, there could be clutter around you. If you have, if your house there's been like clutter and etc., and you've been really wanting to make time to sort everything out to have its own area and really purge and cleanse what not only physical objects but energy you don't need, because objects do hold energy. This is a time. If you've had a box of something that is from like a toxic relationship and you wanted to keep the memories, it's your choice always. But figure out if it's hurting you and if that energy is actually absorbing, or if you feel called to do some form of safe purging ritual, like safely burning the photos, the clothes, the tokens, whatever it was that you had from that dynamic. This part's not going to resonate with all of you. A lot of you here, it's just a sense of home clutter and things not being moved for a long time when there was a tense part of your life going on. And you can literally feel, as you allow these products and these spaces to be maneuvered, how the energy feels different in that part of your home. A lot of you have really embraced this tower moment, and you're not scared to speak your mind. See, the more you speak your mind about what you believe in, you're making a domino effect for others to do the same. Archangel Jophiel is saying that every tear you've cried for a person that did not see does not mean it was in vain. You've built a lot of strength from how many rejections you've received in your life, and I don't mean that in an egotistical sense at all. Rejections, failure is part of being successful. And when I say rejections, I don't mean just one category. I'm not talking about just work or schooling or friends, sports. There are so many different categories in your life. In the most strongest way, you've experienced that crumble. And every time you transmuted that energy to love, light, and positivity. That does not mean you were perfect. That does not mean you didn't get angry. That does not mean you didn't make mistakes. You always tried your hardest. Jophiel wants you to focus on a new structure when it comes to your sleep. If you've been called to start trying to wake up earlier, go to bed sooner, or even if you feel like you make yourself get up too soon and you have so much expectations. Everybody's work schedules, jobs, lives are different, so very much migrate it to yourself. If you're somebody who, it's like pulling teeth for you, you're trying to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day so you can go do this crazy 2-hour workout 5 days a week and then go to work. And if you have the energy and that's been working for you, cool. But if it's like you're like you feel tortured and you're doing this because you're like, I've done it for so long, I would be a loser. I would be failing if I quit. Life is about adapting. If you were on a long fitness journey and you were doing things a certain way and you got to the point where you are now, your body's like, it's about maintenance. It's not about, you don't have to, there's something within you, no matter if it's even just to do with exercise or even like if you're somebody who's been fasting for a long time. Fasting and certain workout regimens and etc. are not meant forever. There is a time of passing. Some of you here are being called to wake up earlier, to make more time for stretching, for awareness exercises, and to work out. Some of you are being called to give yourself more rest. Another thing is exercise is a form of release and absolutely its own form of therapy, and this may be my personal opinion, so I'll state it that way, but I think a lot of you here will agree with me that exercising is not rest. If your gym is your therapy, if gym is something that brings you centering, yeah, but that's not rest. That's not recharge. That is purging energy. That is transmuting energy. We can't always be transmuting. We can't always be on the go. We have to have a balance. Archangel Jophiel is very proud of you. So, have your bullet points. Give yourself the credit for what you've done. And understand, the more peace you're allowed to feel in your heart, the more downloads you're going to be able to receive. That's what I got for y'all today, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it. Alright, also for the ones here, if you've been called to stay after the credits with the Archangel Collective Readings, at the end of every single one, you know like how Marvel does the after credit thing? Well, these are my Marvel cards, my Marvel Oracle deck. And I always use it at the end for the ones who are called to stay a little bit after. I think it's cool and it's even more personalized. So, what is your extra Marvel card that Jophiel has for you? Fill that one. Dr. Doom, control at all costs. Okay. What is Dr. Doom's message for us? Control at all costs. Like Dr. Doom, you may think that the tighter your grip, the less you will lose, but nothing could be farther from the truth. Doom commands the reader when your vanity triumphs over your intelligence, creating rifts where there should be harmony. You may be in a situation where you need to apologize, atone for mistakes, and make peace with the competition. Or you may want to consider a more flexible approach. I absolutely see within this reading that situation where you need to apologize or atone for mistakes, make peace, etc. For this reading, the way I'm interpreting this card, where it's talking about atone for the mistakes, make peace with competition, and consider that more flexible approach. I see it about kind of like your ego. It's not talking about another person. Again, with the Jophiel Collective, it is all, we will reflect on other things, but it's all about the inwards. The flexibility, the different approach, seeing. Maybe I've been trying to do things this way for so long, and it's just I'm expecting too goddamn much of myself. Everything's so tight that I don't even feel the pressure to move. This card is stating, actually, by allowing yourself to migrate and do things a little differently, it's going to gain you more control mentally. You are somebody, if you stay to the end, you are somebody that puts far too much pressure on yourself. And I know for a long time that was your power. You wanted to get out of where you were. You wanted to be independent. You are, though. You can still have control without having to be this superhuman person to yourself. I see you're somebody that does not expect others to do what you do, but you exceedingly expect so much of yourself. And I mean, that's it. It shows to the world. It shows with your work ethic. But you need more grace. You need more time to sleep. To sum up this reading, what this spirit is stating, that grasp you've had on how things have to go, have to be a certain way. I have to hit all these marks every day or every week. We need to loosen it a bit. We need to see what is outdated. Not in a bad way, not in a toxic way. Just simply, where is your energy going to be needed more now than you thought than how it was for a long time? You may have used to put a lot of energy into, like, let's say school. But now you're graduated. So now you're having a whole new foundation. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? Or you could have put a lot of energy into exercising because you were on a big weight loss journey. But now you realize you've gotten to a point where it's not about losing. It's about maintaining. And it could even be about gaining. So then the way you're eating and everything changes. You could be called to even change your whole diet. You could be somebody who was vegetarian and has decided to switch to being an omnivore again. Or you could have been somebody who's an omnivore, thinking about becoming vegetarian, thinking about becoming pescatarian, because depending on your body, they all can work. There's no one right way to be when it comes to diet. It's just about having whole foods, nutrition, and making sure whatever way you eat, you're getting all of your vitamins and protein and etc. from it. If you're somebody who's vegetarian and feels that you're not at all wanting to ever eat meat again, completely respect that. But make sure you're getting your protein. If that means you have to eat more beans, if that means you have to eat tofu, or even the other direction. If you're somebody that eats meat and you've been eating a lot of processed food or pork, etc., versus like 100% beef and chicken and turkey, if you've been eating in a little more lackadaisical way, or you've decided that there's almost a fear of eating more because of how far you've came, however this resonates for you, it's a sign to go ahead and re-look at your schedule, your diet, and your daily plans. That's what I got for y'all today, and I'll see you when I see you. Let's get it.